Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're digging into a homeopathic remedy, Abies canadensis.
That's hemlock spruce.
Right. And we're using William Boericke's Homeopathic Materia Medica as our sort of map here.
Exactly. The idea is just to pull out the main things Boericke highlights for this remedy.
Yeah.
Get a feel for its traditional homeopathic picture.
Okay, so first off, he points to its main action. Where does it hit?
It seems to primarily affect mucous membranes. And definitely the digestive system, gastric symptoms are pretty central.
Ah, okay, so like stomach issues.
Yeah, he mentions a kind of catarrhal condition of the stomach. Think inflammation, irritation.
Gotcha. But what really jumps out are the cravings, right? They're quite specific.
Oh, definitely. It's not just general hunger. We're talking meat, pickles, radishes, turnips.
Artichokes, even coarse food. It's a strange list.
It really is. And alongside that big appetite, there's this weird, gnawing, hungry feeling, almost faintness, he says, in the upper stomach.
So you eat, maybe even too much.
Right, there's a tendency to overeat described. It's like you're trying to fill a void that just, isn't satisfied by the food.
And that leads to other problems.
Yeah, burning, bloating, stomach, abdomen, and sometimes palpitations. Like the gas is even affecting the heart's rhythm.
Okay, so digestion is key. But then there's this whole other thing about feeling cold.
Yes, a very characteristic chilliness. Boericke links it particularly with women experiencing uterine displacement.
Interesting. He suggests it might stem from poor nutrition or just general weakness.
Exactly, a kind of debility.
Yeah.
The picture is someone who just wants to lie down all the time.
Feels weak, yeah.
And their skin is cold, clammy, cold hands.
He gets really specific with the cold sensations too.
He does. That feeling of cold water between the shoulders.
Yeah, and the shivering, like blood where ice water.
No.
That's intense.
It really paints a picture, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Makes you wonder about the significance of such a specific kind of cold in homeopathy.
And it's not just general coldness. There are these unusual feelings in specific organs.
Right. This is quite strange. The sense that the right lung and the liver feels small and hard.
Small and hard. That's a very peculiar physical sensation to report.
It is very distinct.
Does he mention anything about the mental state?
Briefly, yeah. Not the main focus, but he notes a feeling of being lightheaded, sort of tipsy, and irritability too.
Okay, so physical stuff mostly, but a bit on the mental side.
And for women specifically, beyond the chilliness connection, he mentions uterine displacements again.
Right, and a soreness.
Yeah.
At the top of the uterus.
Yes, the fundus. Apparently relieved by pressure, which is an interesting detail.
And again, that overall feeling of weakness, needing to lie down. Like the womb itself feels soft and feeble.
It ties back to that theme of debility, weakness, reinforces the whole picture.
Okay. What about fever symptoms? Is it a typical fever?
Not really. It mirrors the chilliness again. Cold shivering, chills down the back specifically.
Ah, so more cold than hot.
Yeah, and clammy, sticky skin. Night sweats too. So it's a distinct pattern, not just a standard fever response.
Got it. And did Boericke mention dosage? It's just out of interest.
He does. Just notes the typical range used was the first to third potency. Gives some practical context.
Okay, so wrapping this up, Abies canadensis, in Boericke's view, seems to be strongly about the stomach, right? Those odd cravings, the unsatisfied hunger.
Definitely. And that really distinct chilliness, often tied to weakness, maybe those uterine issues.
Plus those peculiar physical feelings, like the small, hard lung or liver.
Exactly. It's a unique profile.
So here's something to think about, maybe for you listening. These traditional systems, they often saw connections between symptoms we might see as totally separate today.
Right. Like, how could stomach cravings and uterine issues and feeling cold all be linked?
Yeah.
But they saw it as one underlying imbalance.
So the question is, in our modern way of looking at health, focusing so much on specific diseases, could we sometimes miss something by not considering how different, seemingly unrelated symptoms might actually be part of a bigger, more individual picture?
Yeah. Are there modern parallels? How might looking at the whole person, the whole constellation of symptoms give us different insights? Something to mull over.